Elon Musk's crusade against waste and fraud sparks Democratic opposition-led paragraph. Elon Musk, appointed by President Donald Trump to lead the Department of Government Efficiency (DOGE), has embarked on an aggressive campaign to eliminate what he describes as rampant waste and fraud in federal spending. This initiative, particularly targeting entitlement programs like Social Security, has ignited fierce opposition from Democratic lawmakers, who argue that Musk's actions threaten the financial security of millions of Americans. Netgraph. Musk's assertions of widespread fraud within federal programs have become a flashpoint in the ongoing debate over government spending, pitting a tech billionaire's cost-cutting zeal against concerns for social welfare and legislative oversight. Context and background: Elon Musk's foray into government efficiency began with his appointment to lead the newly established Department of Government Efficiency (DOGE) under President Trump's administration. Tasked with reducing federal spending, Musk quickly set his sights on entitlement programs, labeling Social Security as the biggest Ponzi scheme of all time. He claims that eliminating waste and fraud in these programs could save up to $1 trillion, a figure that has been met with skepticism from various quarters. Musk's approach involves scrutinizing federal expenditures for inefficiencies, particularly within Social Security and Medicare. He argues that these programs are rife with fraudulent activities, diverting funds away from deserving beneficiaries. However, investigations, such as those by the Social Security Administration, have found minimal instances of fraud, challenging Musk's narrative. The establishment of DOGE has also raised constitutional concerns. Critics argue that Musk, an unelected official, wields excessive power without adequate oversight, potentially undermining the checks and balances integral to democratic governance. Legal challenges have been mounted, questioning the legitimacy of DOGE's actions and Musk's authority to implement significant policy changes without congressional approval. Furthermore, Musk's political affiliations have shifted notably in recent years. Once a supporter of Democratic candidates, he has increasingly aligned himself with Republican figures, including substantial financial contributions to conservative political action committees and candidates. This ideological shift has fueled partisan tensions, particularly as Musk's policy initiatives appear to target programs traditionally championed by Democrats. Analysis of statements: Elon Musk's characterization of Social Security as the biggest Ponzi scheme of all time underscores his critical stance on federal entitlement programs. By equating Social Security to a fraudulent investment scheme, Musk implies that the program is unsustainable and deceptive, of a perspective that aligns with his broader agenda to overhaul government spending. Musk's claims of extensive waste and fraud within these programs are central to his justification for proposed cuts. He suggests that eliminating such inefficiencies could result in substantial savings, potentially redirecting funds to other areas or reducing the federal deficit. However, these assertions have been met with skepticism. For instance, the Social Security Administration's investigations have uncovered relatively minor instances of fraud, contradicting Musk's portrayal of pervasive malfeasance. Moreover, Musk has echoed unfounded conspiracy theories, alleging that entitlement programs are exploited to attract illegal immigrants, a claim lacking empirical support. Such statements have been criticized for perpetuating misinformation and diverting attention from evidence-based policy discussions. Critics argue that Musk's rhetoric serves to justify deep cuts to essential social safety nets under the guise of combating fraud. They contend that this narrative undermines public trust in vital programs and paves the way for policy changes that could disproportionately affect vulnerable populations. The tension between Musk's assertions and empirical evidence highlights the contentious nature of the debate surrounding federal entitlement reform. Reactions and implications: Democratic lawmakers have responded vehemently to Musk's initiatives. Representative John Larson, a senior member of the House Ways and Means Committee, publicly castigated his Republican colleagues for shielding Musk from congressional scrutiny. Larson's outburst during a committee hearing underscored the frustration among Democrats regarding the lack of transparency and accountability in Musk's actions. The controversy extends beyond partisan politics. Federal workers, some of whom supported President Trump, have expressed regret over their votes, citing job terminations and policy changes they did not anticipate. Musk's aggressive cost-cutting measures have led to significant job insecurity among federal employees, fostering a sense of betrayal among those who feel targeted by the very administration they support. Public sentiment reflects a growing unease with Musk's approach. While some Americans support efforts to reduce government waste, many are concerned that essential services may be compromised in the process. The potential impact on Social Security and Medicare has particularly alarmed retirees and those nearing retirement, who rely heavily on these programs for financial stability. The legal ramifications of Musk's actions are also unfolding. A federal judge has ordered Musk and Doge to disclose documents and answer questions regarding their initiatives to reduce federal agencies and terminate employees. This legal scrutiny underscores the contentious nature of Musk's role and the potential overreach of his authority within the federal government. Supporting evidence empirical data challenges Musk's claims of widespread fraud in federal programs. For example, the Social Security Administration's SSA investigation into deceased individuals receiving payments revealed minimal instances of such occurrences, contradicting Musk's assertion of extensive fraud. Musk had claimed that the SSA database included beneficiaries aged 150 years, suggesting massive fraud. However, these allegations were found to be based on misunderstandings of the SSA's data management practices, particularly regarding how birth dates are handled in their antiquated COBOL-based computer system. Moreover, Musk's estimate of $1 trillion in potential savings from eliminating fraud lacks substantiation. The Government Accountability Office (GAO) and other watchdogs have reported significantly lower figures regarding improper payments and fraud within federal programs. For instance, the GAO's assessments suggest that while there is room for improvement in reducing waste, the scale of fraud is nowhere near the levels Musk has suggested. Additionally, Musk's claim that eliminating waste and fraud could save up to $1 trillion has been met with skepticism from various quarters. Experts argue that such a figure is unrealistic without substantial cuts to essential services, which could adversely affect millions of Americans who rely on these programs. This skepticism is further fueled by the lack of detailed plans or evidence supporting the feasibility of achieving such massive savings solely through efficiency measures. Conclusion: Elon Musk's appointment as head of the Department of Government Efficiency has sparked a contentious debate over the balance between reducing government waste and preserving essential social programs. While the goal of eliminating inefficiencies is commendable, the approach and rhetoric employed have raised concerns among lawmakers, federal employees, and the public. The lack of empirical evidence supporting claims of widespread fraud, coupled with the potential adverse effects on vulnerable populations, underscores the need for a measured and transparent approach to government reform. As the situation unfolds, it remains crucial to scrutinize the methods and motivations behind such significant policy shifts to ensure that efforts to improve efficiency do not come at the expense of those who depend on these vital programs.